Thank you for allowing us to explain what we have been doing during these 15 years in Spain. We have had Spaniards in the global congresses from the beginning, from 1974 until now, but we have not had national committee until 2008 in Spain. We prepared 2010 in Cape Town. And I would like to raise some key issues that are important to us. 5 points, yeah? Short. First, forming a diverse and representative committee. That's the first question that you have to look for. One of the keys to Lausanne, Spain is to have a committee of people who are passionate about mission. Not position, but passion for mission, yeah? If you choose people in position, not always are the same that passionate for mission. But at the same time, that they can be representative of denominational leadership, Christian organizations, missionaries, rectors of theological faculties, both men and women, youth and not so youth. The committee has to be an X-ray of the church in your country. It has to be a truthful picture of the church in your country and be able to capture the attention of the whole church. This is how it will be possible to transmit the vision of Lausanne. The committee will launch message, and this will be heard as relevant by the church. Second point, it's to create a list of influencers. If I can tell you, the secret of everything is that. Create your list of influencers. I think this has been the most important key to our work. Lausanne, Spain has hardly any funds, no staff working. Its structure is extremely simple and driven by the voluntary work of the committee members. This means that you have to choose very well the target you are going to focus. And our target is 300 people, chosen one by one. Every member of the committee has his own list, and they care for them. If I put in the list the person, I have to care personally. I have to write to them, not a list of distribution, but myself, I will write to that person because that is important. What is exactly an influencer? An influencer is a person who is able to create a message about the mission and has a sphere in which that message is heard. Identifying them correctly is key. Our work will be directed only to them, and they will be the ones who will disseminate the message of the mission, the message of Lausanne in their areas of influence. This list has to be dynamic. There will be people going inside and people going out, especially the young people. You don't know now who will be the leaders of influence in 3 years, in 4 years, so you have to maintain these people going inside the list and people that are not anymore influencers, so they go out of our list of 300. This works, I will tell you. This really works. I will tell about a story. The task that we detected that it was the most important, the need most important for the churches in Spain was discipleship. And we are not making disciples in the church in Spain, not relationally, not intentionally. So we detected that as a real need, and we created our list, and we started to send them information. We do every year an annual gathering as Lausanne, Spain, and we make a 6-year process to reach them with the message of discipleship is the key. 6 years ago in Spain, there was nobody talking about discipleship in churches. Now is a subject. You can go everywhere, every meeting, and you will hear the message of personal discipleship, relational discipleship. This is common language. Even organizations have been created to foster that in the church in Spain. We are not being the only ones. We are not the protagonists of that. But we have been part of what God has done in Spain to that. 3, produce materials. Produce materials. Make something tangible that they can take. We have focused a lot on making the documents from the global meetings in Lausanne available to the church in Spain. When we returned from Cape Town, we were the first to produce a Spanish translation of the commitment. We then published a book with 35 topics for small groups. We published 35 articles written by Spanish people, one of each theme to the call to action, the second part of the Cape Town commitment. And we published it in the most widely read Spanish newspaper. And it was the position of each of the 35 themes seen from the Spanish perspective, what it means, every one of them from a Spanish perspective. Then we have another of our works has been to evaluate the missional awareness of the leadership of the church in one country. This is quite new because even at that time, it didn't exist the tool to measure if the church, how they perceive mission and how missional they were. The first thing was to create the tool. We were working together with Jim, that he's the author of this, and then we tested if it worked. When it tested, we make slight changes, and then we sent to more than 400, 450 leaders of all kinds, not just pastors, but any kind of leaders in the country. And they answered the document, the form, and then we produced a document that is a roadmap for the church in Spain, and it has been widespread, not by us, but by our influencers. They do this job. They do the job of bringing everything to the associations. 4, to hold permanent meetings and working groups. The Lausanne movement in Spain has had to choose certain themes to focus on over the years. We did not have the capacity to emphasize all the points of the commitment. We have looked for those with which we could make a difference and advance God's mission in our country. For example, church planting, work and mission, creation care, discipleship, native evangelism. This has been our focus all over these years. Finally, last one, maintaining synergies with other organizations. If we want to multiply the effects of our work, collaborative mission is essential. In addition to those denominations, organizations, missions that are linked to the members of the committee, it has been very important to seek other organizations that are in tune with our purpose in order to amplify the impact. Evangelical Alliance. We have had a very close contact with Evangelical Alliance. We worked alongside with them. Also, national church planting process in Europe. Now exponential. We work together because we want to cause much more impact than we can cause by ourselves. So these are some ideas. I hope that some of them will be useful for you. Thank you.